Hi everyone, welcome back to this week with the market update. So as usual, let's take a look what happened on last Friday last week and things to watch out for next week, especially a couple of few important events upcoming. It may actually move the market especially, so just be aware as well. So and then we go into the dive directly into the chart. Not much charting today. There's not much drawing. Just to recap and review where are we standing, because next week is a very important week, like I say, right? So let's take a look at what's happening for next week itself. For next week itself, on Monday, on Tuesday, there will be actually uh, core CPI again. So this data is very important. Why? Because interest rate, right? Ultimately, important things actually hold on the Thursday itself. There's FOMC, the interest rate statements, and also the interest rate projections. All right, for second half Q2 of the year. So this is actually based on what the Powell will be talking about, whether is it hawkish or dovish. It will actually bring a huge volatility to the market itself. As we know, right, because right now for interest rate decision, a lot of people is suspecting that June may stay put, but we won't know what is happening to the market. That's why if let's say you go into the chart, alright, individual indices chart, you can see that most of them is like trading sideways, waiting for biggest news to announce, which is next week, right? So last Friday itself, last week, basically the market is being supported or being quite like bullish, especially for Nasdaq itself. uh Nasdaq is a bit stagnant, alright, Nasdaq is a bit stagnant, but for Tesla it's actually a good performing weeks. We can see that Tesla actually jumped, mainly is due to I think there is a news that work with General Motors, GM, on the electrical vehicle access to the charging network. Alright, so I have been talking about this thing called chargepoint, right? Chargepoint is actually a charging network for all the EV, but with this news, it's like they are actually taking, a pie of the business of it, whereby, it bring revenue, correct? That's why this collaboration between Tesla GM actually bring Tesla to surge higher of 4% last Friday itself. Alright, so it's just like they perhaps they are the biggest right now, or they actually grab a bigger pie into this sector, whereby uh, causing charge point to drop badly on last Friday. I think there's a gap down, or it dropped around 12 to 30%. Let's take a look on the news itself. Alright, so over the weekend we also see that what happened to Intel. You know that right now Intel, I think, is kind of like weak comparing to AMD, comparing to Nvidia as well, right? So for this, Germany rule out Intel demand for subsidies for chip plants. So this is also another impact to Intel, because when you don't have subsidies, you need to pay a lot more to build your own plant, right? It will actually affect your statement, your balance sheet account. So currently Intel might have some volatility on it as well. It's depend on how the market sentiment take into it. So without further ado, let's directly go to the charting itself. So this is on Dow Jones. So for Dow, right, what we have been looking at, what have been uh, writing, or projecting at for since 4th of June, we are biased on the upside, heading to 34k or 34.3k, this box value. So as you can see, the market goes to last Friday as high as 33,975, which is just 25 points shy off from 34k. So this is the part that we need to take note of. Alright, I think there is still chances for them, for Dow to go even higher. At this point of time, especially for next Monday, it may be up. But like I say, the true breakout, alright, the true breakout, break above 34.3 or go below it, 33,000, which is this big color line, 33,500, alright, will be significant enough if, let's say, totally based on next week projection of the interest rate. So be cautious if, let's say, it jump down. Do not go and bite on it first. Alright, let it free flow, then we'll see where is the good time to buy. Alright, so for Nasdaq itself, I want in my Telegram group, uh, just be cautious if, let's say, you are trading on Nasdaq. Main reason I think is because this is what I mentioned, is right, there is some high chance that it may reach. Alright, so wait, am I seeing the Yeah, correct. So this is the one. Firstly, I think I mentioned it actually hit 61.8% for 14,440, which is stated here as well. Alright. So then the market, as we can see, this is the daily chart. Can you see the market for the past at least 2 weeks? Alright, at least 2 weeks has been stagnant sideways, hovering at 61.8%. Alright, for this, I kind of like not feeling comfortable itself. Unless it show me a more significant breakdown or break up. But as you can see, right, I always monitor on VIX, where we are actually at the greedy zone. Right now it's fall below $15 at 13.8 last Friday closing. This is showing a very significant off market is actually at the greed, the fear level or the greed level is actually at the very greedy level. So if let's say you want to buy into any shares, you want to take a new position of investment, please hold on to it first. You do not want, to buy at the bottom of VIX and the high side of the index. When it really jump, it may actually cause an impact to your portfolio. Alright, so just be cautious if let's say you're looking to load on it. Next thing we'll be looking into HSI. Alright, this is the Hong Kong market. So where are we? Since the last event which has spotted a false breakdown, the market has been continued trending upward, right? So we are looking at it to break. If let's say able to break this 61.8%, will show a significant sign. But however, market it seems like resisted at this descending, alright, descending channel or descending line, which seems like it has not shown any penetration yet. Okay, so if you want to be cautious, do not long at this level. Wait for certain pullback, perhaps at this 18,700, 50% Fibonacci. If let's say it's any good price actions, you may want to kickstart your long. Otherwise, if let's say the whole market drop, HSI somehow will be affected as well. Correct? So as you can see that it actually slowly approached to the top of the resistance, we may then want to stay sideways a bit. Alright, wait for a more clear picture itself. So another thing which I just mentioned about this ChatGPT and Intel, right? Be careful. ChatGPT, can you see it drop, it gap down? This is the main reason why, because Tesla had passed through the agreement with uh with sorry, yes, Tesla. Okay, has passed through the agreement with GM. Alright, so sorry, just got short circuit in my brain. Okay, so this causes the causes this charge point to be affected in their business module. Alright, in their business module. Then, therefore, in long term wise, you may want to take note, because if let's say anything affected in the business module, it may not show a good sign. Alright, this is what I stated previously. I'm looking to, there's a bullish divergence, as you can see, right, from the weekly chart itself. Okay, so definitely I feel that it may have some pullback decent, but in the longer term perspective, if their business model is being affected, someone is eating into your business, it's not a good sign to fight for it unless the whole business or the whole biscuit is with them themselves, right? But Tesla, this big brother, come in and bite on it. It will definitely affect their balance sheets. Alright, so in longer term, charge point may want to take a step back first instead of riding on aggressively. Alright, so let's take a look what other counter we'll be looking at. Okay, another secret counter which I mentioned, right? So if you have listened to my video on last week, you should know it's actually Home Depot. So Home Depot, I have some some action in it. This is what I meant. Some breakout. If let's say you buy on it, last Friday it came down, rejected back a bit. So for Home Depot, to me in a weekly chart, it's very attractive. But like I said, you may want to hold on to your position at this moment, whereby next week is a very volatile week. Firstly, which I just recap again, is actually the US CPI, followed by the interest rate projections, and followed by the interest rate hike. Alright, subsequently, it's you right now for the VIX is actually at the low side, correct? So this 4 point actually bring you to be more cautious on the buying side, but doesn't mean you should short it or doesn't mean you can ignore it, right? I mean, ultimately for this charting is perfectly trend trading. Alright, we actually ride on the trend itself. So if you think this price is actually a good ideal price that you want to onboard, then remember to reduce your position then. Okay, so let's take a look at another counter. I think it's US oil. So for US oil, it's slowly dropping down. Alright, it's slowly dropping down. You can see. So I'm still biased on the downside for, I think, for oil itself. Alright, not only on this, when oil is related to the forex pair of USD Canadian dollar, you can see that it's actually kind of like the downside as well. Okay, so just be cautious if let's say you're holding on any oil. Alright, so not going to go too long for this week video, mainly is because this week is actually a very busy week for me, so hopefully this video will stay an update for you guys. But if let's say a more urgency update, especially we know that the big news is coming on next week, remember to follow my Telegram group. It's a public Telegram group, just join in. I hardly disturb you guys, but I just want to bring you guys the latest news, especially if you are trading, or you are investing, you are busy with your work. Hopefully my message, a text, will actually bring you more aware of the market sentiment as well. So that's all for this week. Enjoy your weekends, everyone. Remember to subscribe and like my video as well. Thank you. Bye bye.